Hi again, Emily from NextMinute. Today we are looking at our supplier bills or supplier invoice integration into the accounting software. This feature is actually part of a bigger feature within NextMinute. It's part of our back costing or job costing feature. So against each job and each task within NextMinute, you'll be recording your charges, and that's where these unbilled numbers start to accrue and let us know this job's progressing and we've racked up quite a few charges against the job. Those charges come from different areas within the software. So the first part is your labor. Um, any timesheets that get entered into NextMinute will have a rate associated to them, and that rate has a buy price and a sell price. Once a timesheet is entered into NextMinute, we then pick up that rate, and that will let us know or let you know how much is this costing the business in terms of labor, and how much can we charge back to the customer. The alternative or the other options for your charges are that you will be purchasing materials or potentially disbursements. So each of those purchases that relate to a job can also be brought into NextMinute and associated to the job cards. So again, we can look at this unbilled number at any point in time and know how much it's costing the business to run this job. This is just the unbilled amount, so the actual total amount of charges may vary. It may be that we've already accrued another $1,000 on this job, but we've already invoiced those charges back to the customer. So this is just showing us at this point in time, how much do we need to go and create an invoice for. So to go and get a further breakdown, you can open up your job and then you can go to charges, and this will give you a full list of your charges that have been accrued. And this, you can turn on your billable and unbilled items. So you can see how much has already been invoiced versus how much is left to be invoiced. You can also change this to your section view, which will give you a further breakdown and a little bit more information. It's just a personal preference on how you like to view this information. I personally like the sections view better than the summary view. I just find that you can see a little bit more information. From here, you can go into more and create an invoice from these charges, and then that will go and mark all of these charges as invoiced, put them into a sales invoice that can be sent to the customer. If you have stock on hand, so a good example is, builders and plumbers, they always have a couple of nails lying around. They've got liquid nails, they've got washers in their truck. So they don't need to go and purchase those materials specifically for this job. They probably have a few that are just lying around that are left over from previous jobs. So if that happens, you can go into your charges and quickly add a new charge from here. So you can come down to the materials section and add a new material item, select from the list. So we can go, you know what, I used 5 liquid nails on this job, but I already had them available on hand, so I don't have an invoice for them. For the items that you have bigger invoices for, so if you went and did a large material order from your trade suppliers, or if you're working with subcontractors and they are invoicing you for their hours, then you can import those supplier invoices in. To do that, you open up the job card and select supplier invoices. Hit add. If you would like to manually enter them into NextMinute first and then sync them back into the accounting software, then you just manually do that. It's the same as the sales invoice process. Once it's entered, it will pop up and ask if you would like to sync this information back into the accounting software. However, if you are using a process with your clients where you use HubDoc, Dext, auto entry, and you're getting them to take photos of their receipts, and then you're pushing them into the accounting software, we can then pull them from the accounting software and allocate to the jobs in NextMinute. So to do this, you would then use this import from button, and you should see the logo of the accounting software that you are integrated with. So in this instance, I'll be using Xero as the example. Select the Xero logo and it will take you through to this screen. Up the top you have a filter, so it's only showing me bills between the 1st of August and the 16th of September at this point. If I hit filter, I can change the date and pick a different date range, and then hit apply and this will refresh. On the left-hand side, we have the bill from the accounting software, and on the right-hand side, we have the action we would like to take within NextMinute. You can see a bit more information about the bill, so who is the supplier, the reference number. If there is a tracking category assigned, it will show here as a note. You can also see the date, due date, and the total amount and how many line items are associated. On the right-hand side, we can then come and select what we would like to do within NextMinute. So from here, I can select which job I am working on. I can choose to create an actual charge. I recommend we always leave this tick box turned on. You can create a sales invoice from this charge immediately if you would like, and you can also set the markup. You then select what type of charge this is, so materials, labor, or disbursement, and anything else can go into the other items. You then use this tick box in the center and hit import now. The system will do a quick import, refresh the screen, and it will show you what is remaining. If the supplier bill is related to a company charge and not necessarily related to a job site, so for example, this might be a rent bill for our warehouse, we don't want to invoice this back to a customer. We will just hide that invoice off, and so it won't show again. If you need to see anything that's been hidden, you can come back up to the feature or the filter option, untick that box and apply. It'll refresh and then it will bring back through everything that has been previously imported or everything that has been previously hidden. So you can go and do an import of these items if you made a mistake. Once the import is completed, that supplier invoice is now showing against this job. We can see that it was synced from 0. If I close out, there was a quick refresh just then. You might have, if you blinked, you would have missed it, but that unbilled number has just increased from $10,000 up to $11,000. So we can now see we're accruing more charges against this job. So hopefully that answers your questions around our supplier bills integration. It is one of the best features, in my opinion, that NextMinute offers. We are one of the only job management systems on the market that has that two-way integration to supplier bills. So it really helps with stopping the need for double handling or having to manually enter information into systems. Good luck with your answers.